Connor Prielipp's new pitch, Jeremy. So why don't we start there? Because the Major League team has been a little bit of a drag. A little bit of a drag. We're losing 2 out of 3, and just in a fight for that second overall position in the draft. And if you can believe it, we got a bunch of draft questions this week, so I'm excited for that. But why don't we talk about Connor Prielipp so far? Because I think we tried to tease this on a previous episode, which is something that we're probably not very good at doing. But Connor Prielipp has a brand new pitch, which is cool. Heretofore in his minor league career, he's been fastball, devastating slider, and ever-improving changeup. He has added a sinker to the mix. I think it's fair to say a little bit mixed results at AAA so far, although his xFIP is way lower than his ERA. He's striking out 32% of hitters at AAA. The strikeout numbers have not eroded at all. He's walking more than he normally does. I'm sure that'll come down as he gets more innings under his belt, and he's continued to give up a decent amount of contact, which is something we talked about quite a bit in AA. What is your reaction to 4-pitch iteration of Connor Prielipp versus 3-pitch? That feels exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway is you don't add pitches to repertoires unless you want pitchers to be starters, right? And so we've kind of always not necessarily thought that he was a reliever, but saw the avenue where he could be a relief pitcher, and he could be a relief pitcher with 3 pitches. So maybe this is let's try this sinker out. Let's see. And if you have a 4-pitch mix, we could start you. If this doesn't work out well, he'll end up being a 3-pitch guy and probably a reliever. But I think this probably pegs him as a AAA starter to start next year, where I think before we might have considered him in the mix for a bullpen spot in the ever loving awful bullpen. So I'm curious to see because he's got nasty stuff, and it's just a matter of can he not even throw him for strikes, but command 4 pitches enough to be a starter. And the one thing that we've talked about a ton is there's a ton of depth potentially in a rotation. So I think this bodes well for him, and I think he is a borderline top 100 prospect, and if he can get it right, he'll be in that mix even higher.
Yeah, I want to touch on some of the things that you said there, and really quickly on the sinker. I think we've seen, right, the perils of being a 3-pitch guy who's trying to be a starter. That looks like David Festa, where the stuff's undoubtedly really good, but at the major league level, you have hitters who can pick up certain things, eliminate a particular pitch, and then you're just walking more of a tightrope to success. A few people asked about why a sinker, and I think this is, I'm not stating this as a fact. This is my best hypothesis. The answer I think you'd get from the org would be adding a sinker is the easiest way around mediocre or bad fastball shape. Connor Prielipp does not have bad fastball shape. It's fine, and he throws it hard. But a sinker just gives you a different look and is relatively easy to pick up.